Hello there, people of the internet. It's your boy, Skinny Penis, with the Sibir video. Yeah, Stoop did a nice little cutting together of two games with the Sibir. Thank you very much, Mr. Hugo, again, for obviously providing me that great chip. It's a bit expensive, to be fair. So to get right into it, is it worth 130, 140 bucks? No, probably not. No, unless you don't care about the money, it's not worth. But then again, lots of people got free dupes, lots of free dupes. So I guess it could be something. I mean, if you have a 21 pointer Kuznetsov or something, and you don't mind putting it on Sibir. I mean, look, you most likely use Kuznetsov on or your commander on Petro anyways, and then you have Stalin and Moskva is premium, Sibir is premium. So like in that sense, you don't care about the money, you have the captain and you can just get it. But I personally think it's not really worth it. Especially for solo play, I would say for like the average player, it's maybe not that worth. But yeah, what's the gimmick? I can elaborate now in the video. The gimmick is the heal that goes in one go, and the F key that charges through potential damage. And though like it doesn't really charge a lot through potential damage, it basically just keeps your F key progress up, so like you don't lose it if you get shot at. And the other thing is a secondary hit. So like the secondary hits really charge it fast, and that's what you want. And because of the F key, you get 2 shots if you shoot directly, unless you have a lot of AR already kicking in, but you kind of have to shoot immediately. With the F key, you get minus 20% dispersion. And from what we know, the dispersion stuff is bugged anyways. And I think you can also kind of see it on this ship, like the base dispersion is Kreml, but less Sigma than Kreml. So like your guns are more inaccurate than Kreml base. But then with the F key, you suddenly become a basically perfectly accurate ship at mid to close range. It's still not going to be like the Omega Sniper, but I mean, actually you can get some death strikes at range too with this thing. As you can see here in this game, this is kind of what you have to do. I was waiting around the E3 square for a long time in this game. Maybe we shouldn't have cut it together that much, so you could have seen that I didn't do much for like 2 to 3 minutes. And you wait for the opportunity to just go in, like this now, and you keep pressing W. That's basically it. You have this heal that goes in one go. It actually doesn't have that much healing compared to... Look at the dispersion. It's pretty gross with F key. Like, you keep going. The heal gives you like, I think 80k or so extra HP, something like that. I also read under the last video that the heal flag is actually mandatory because apparently it works, but otherwise you cannot improve the heal at all. There's no skill, like you can drop the 4-point heal skill, you can drop improved repair party readiness, all of it doesn't matter. You have all those skill points free to do whatever with secondaries and survivability. You can run concealment and fire prevention, and then obviously the rest goes into full secondary. For a 2-pointer, I would advise to take AA skill. I don't really, I mean, Brisk is also good, Torturers you don't need. But I feel like the ship needs any sort of additional survivability it can get. And having the AA skill for faster DCPs is amazing because you do not get the Russian DCPs, you get a normal one. So getting it off cooldown faster here and there, and therefore saving on fire damage taken, is quite important, I would say. I like it a lot. Also, like the stats I'm racking up with it are surprisingly obscene. Like I didn't think it would be possible. But then again, I also played it in Division a lot. I mean, those 2 games here I think are both solo, and I got the right game. Otherwise, you want to play this ship with like a double in a double division is kind of probably best with a DD. You kind of need a DD. Why? Because you want information and also enemy DD zoning up front to pick your time and then just W it in, and then you deal all your damage in one go. That's basically it. Rarely you have situations like this here where you do your push, you kill the entire flank. I mean, it's basically a Kreml nose in, so it's hard to kill, especially with that healing at once. And also like the mega accurate overmatch guns, the secondaries, like as long as you live, you have a lot of damage output. But you have to like keep going. You have to keep people in secondary range. You have to continuously hammer them with the sec so they burn down. Like you have to go through fires. The secondaries don't pen anything specifically. And you also want to continuously permacharge your F key, because if you're in the fight and you manage to get secondaries on target all the time, as you saw just now, I got 2 F keys in a row, you basically always get the F key. Quick note on that one, if you're about to shoot but your F key is already nearly loaded and you have secondaries going, it's probably better to just wait for the F key, because only with the F key your ship really becomes giga accurate and you can pump massive amounts of damage. Because with that kind of accuracy under the F key, it doesn't even matter if a BB or a cruiser that you don't overmatch angles, because you can just pump massive damage into superstructure, as you saw with the Mecklenburg, for example. It's very nice. But yeah, is it worth 130 bucks? I would say no. Technically no ship is worth so much, but like if these ships would be around like 80 bucks or so, I could maybe understand it. Cool, interesting boat, or like 80 bucks equivalent in doubloons, it's easier to get. I feel like the pricing is way too high for what you get. This kind of boat is a feast or famine type ship. Heard it a lot from others. I also felt like that. Like some games you just don't do really much. If people start kiting you, if there's torpedo boats blocking you, you just won't be able to really push extremely hard and get like massive amounts of damage. You may just get the shittiest game of your life. And then in these kind of games where I can run over an entire flank and then get into spawn, and then these people kind of like start ignoring me too for some reason, well, it looks super broken, obviously. I mean, you can see it looks like super busted. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably not pay 130 bucks for it myself. You're not really missing out on that much, because if you want spastic secondary fun, you go for a Libertard, in my opinion. It's just funnier. Or like Valparaiso is overall like way more broken. To be fair, like Valparaiso is just, yeah, like Valparaiso was Valparaiso. This one here, they didn't do it again. But yeah, well, I mean, it's the timings, right? Last game you saw the shimmer. So like I literally made my push when the shimmer was deep in the flank and I had like a Wi-Fi between me and him. So my idea was originally to just get across to the next islands and cut the torpedo angle, because that's what you have to do on every BB, but on this one here even more. You just want to go through, push into the enemy and get rid of, either kill the torp boats, wait until they're dead, or just dodge them entirely. It turned out that the shimmer then got lit and obviously could shoot him, and my secondaries against DDs are disgusting. So like anything you pen with these secondaries, which is light cruisers and destroyers, suffers horribly because they eat the alpha strike and they have like the highest DPM or hitting DPM of all tier 10 secondaries. Problem is you just don't pen, right? Like Libertard and Schlieffen have higher pens, so your damage output is way more effective. But supposedly this has the highest hitting DPM. I heard it, I think PQ said it, something like that. Problem is you don't pen. So like, but the moment you do pen, like DDs and light cruisers, yeah, well, they're kind of fucked. But as you can see here, for example, like the shimmer again on my left, I have to turn. I can't eat the torps. I mean, he's just sitting in my broadside. But since you have Kreml armor, it's not even that spooky to turn flat at mid to long ranges to other BBs or lots of ships, because, well, the only thing that changes really to Krem is that your deck is 40, not 60. But I mean, there's barely anything that overmatches 40 either. Also, most stuff like SAP or HE doesn't penetrate 40 yet. As I said in the other videos, it's the 38 armor threshold that most people are breaking at this point. I wouldn't even think it makes that much of a difference if they give it 60 mil. Like, it's just like the Goliath, Hinden types that now suddenly pen your deck, but I mean, you don't really meet them that often. But as you saw here, I tried to get into the ass of the bungo. Like, it's a 1v1 master at that, like against BBs, against cruisers. I mean, obviously cruisers, they have to eat the F key if they get into your secondary range, so you get like 2 super accurate cram shots into them, which is basically death for everything that's 30 mil. The battleships, as you see here, have the problem of eating massive amounts of damage on superstructures still with the F key. So like you get 15 to 20k a lot of times, and then they have the secondary fires. Like if you ensure to be in secondary range for a minute or so, they get the sec fires. So that's and that's why you want to keep running it down. You want to pick your time, you want to run it down, and that gets us back to like the DD and Division would probably be best. It's kind of like one of those boats that hilariously profits from DDs. It's kind of like every secondary BB does, but this one even more, because it's really just like this one moment or one second type push where you go in and then you never stop. You just want to keep going and you get all your damage. And to be fair, it's kind of similar to Valparaiso, maybe even Liptard in that sense, because you get your value or your impact a lot through pressuring the enemy as well. Like sometimes you don't even deal that much damage with your push. You end up with 100, 120k. But then because you pushed the enemy off so bad and you picked out like 2 ships or so maybe, the game on your flank or maybe even the entire game is probably won just because they're out of game. Kind of like a nicer way of impacting the game for sure, but the way wargaming has to go on creating these push things like Libertad, Valparaiso, and Sibir, they're pretty broken in 1v1s. Like if you get caught out by them, if a monkey just walks at you and you sit there and you're like Des Moines or so, well, it's just adios. There's no way of trading, there's no way of killing it. It's just fucked. Like nothing happens. But that's how broken they have to make these boats in a push or for a push in order for it to like consistently work or consistently be decent in randoms these days, because most ships are just busted kiters. You have the carriers, you have the subs. On top of this, you have to actually worry about torp boats. Even gunboats kind of annoy these ships because they can just kite outside of secondary range and farm you down, or go dark and you can't catch them. Stuff like that. But yeah, for example here, like you don't have that much damage, but you pushed out the entire flank again. Both games, as I said, the ship is feast or famine. Like both games, the torp DDs didn't really hit torps on me at all. And also my team managed to spot them and kill them together with me. So obviously afterwards the game is turbo free. It's kind of the same for main gun focused BBs as well, but they obviously have the option of just staying further away and having more wiggle room with the with the torp dodging, or generally like they have more space to work around, because they can also deal very impactful damage from range. This one here, it's not completely useless at range sniping or generally like mid to long range engagements. It does have Kreml guns still that are giga trolly though, but sometimes here and there you can still get your citadels or whatever not, and yeah, well, it's definitely less accurate than, for example, like a Libertard. Like a Libertard at range is actually pretty decent, consistent. It has 12 guns. The dispersion isn't that bad. This one here is more troll, for sure. But yeah, that's not why you play the boat. Right, you get into secondary range and close range, and then obviously the upside is if you're close already and you get your F key, you're also more likely to hit people. Like the closer you are, the easier it is to hit. But yeah, same thing here, like push the flank and then a lot of nothingness towards the enemy. But I mean, obviously in this game, it's kind of over for the enemy BBs in spawn. I will definitely trade at least 1 or 2 of them because I have 1 minute 22 on the heal left. Like this flank didn't really manage to deal any sort of damage to me. Yeah. Well, I guess, as I said, if you have the money, if you really don't care, or if you have tons of dupes saved up from all the, like, well, you could technically get it from San Diego. You could, I don't even know if, no, you get compensation in steel, I think, for CQ Johnny. But you get the daily bonuses and stuff, 12k dupes for the first 24 days. And then afterwards you get some stuff too. Lots of stuff coming in. Everyone opened the super containers, probably some dupes there too. Like, yeah, if you just stack up all those dupes and you have to pay, I don't know, 40-50 bucks extra in dupes to get it out of the armory, then I guess it can, or it should be worth it. I wouldn't know when this ship comes back, but full price, I don't know, I wouldn't do it, especially if you're like a very, very solo focused player. I think it's going to be more frustrating than fun. It's kind of, I mean, if you're gambling addicted, it's kind of nice. Not the wishing morph. Like, we don't do that. That's too cringe, because like you could end up spending like, I think, 400 bucks or more to obtain this one. Get a shitty Yamato Kai copy, or like a Yamato premium Yamato in the process that no one needs. But yeah, like this ship, in terms of playing it into randoms, is a bit gambling heavy. Like you're kind of searching for that opportunity to just run it down and get massive damage and have fun. And I tell you, man, I think like most of the games, if you play solo, you have to think way too much. You have to get way too lucky with the timings. It doesn't play itself. Like Libertard is way easier in that sense. Also way more rewarding if you get into sec range because the damage happens immediately. This one here, you have to still you have to get into sec range and then you have to stay alive in sec range for way longer than a Libertard because you need your repeated main gun shots, you need your perma fires, and like, Libertard just kills everything with secondary pen already. But yeah, I mean, don't get baited, I guess, on the what's it called on trying to find that giga crazy game. I can really tell you, like, you're running a massive risk of buying a feast or famine type ship and then running into 10 games famine in a row and just suffering. Then you're sitting there and you're very, very, very disappointed or annoyed with what you just bought. But yeah, is it broken? Well, lots of people said it's actually broken from what I heard, or assume it's broken. Well, it's kind of this, I mean, feast or famine immediately also means you're either in a situation where the enemy can't really do shit against you. It's just like free walk-in, free damage, unkillable, whatever. Or you have a situation where you have like 2 kite cruisers, 2 kite BBs, a torp boat and a sub, and then a best thing on top, like maybe even a carrier, and you're just useless and you die, and or you like have to hide rock for the rest of the game and hope that there like a time frame or a time slot opens up later down the line where you can actually push, which requires a lot of patience too. Don't think lots of people are that patient. But yeah, it's broken in the right moment and the right spot, but then again in others it's shit. So is it broken overall? Probably not at all. Also, like, decent coordination from the enemy or like decent focus fire kind of brings you down really fast, mainly due to the fact that you have a normal DCP. So setting permafires between the DCPs is actually kind of griefing you, especially if you get a double perma. Like, your heal compensates a lot for a short period of time, but then it's gone and you're just fucked. So yeah, I mean, you could see both games kind of good. I had like a lot of 200 to 250. 300 is a bit rare, I feel, just because you lack the healing after all at some point. But yeah, take your own conclusion from the video. Obviously, I showed very, very good games. Overall, I had really good games. I think I'm averaging 180 or so at this point with the ship. But I did have like 3-4 games where I just ended up below 100k. I had one game where I had a 70k insta-dev, basically pushed with like a bunch of ships kiting me on a flank. So yeah, it definitely happens. As I said, I hit a lot with a DD in a div, so then it becomes automatically twice as good. So that's something you can keep in mind if you have a little DD buddy. It's probably worth more to buy this thing. But yeah, hope you liked it. Mr. Stoop cut together the video again. I guess he fucked it a bit here. He's skipping forward, I think. Yeah, he's skipping forward. Well, you can see the end screen. Draw your own conclusions a bit as well. And, well, we go for Laffy next. See you soon and hope you liked it.